Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the PPC Questions and Answers show for 17 years in the Dallas metro area. My name is Jason Rothman, and I'm your host. And Chris, as always, I'm joined by my partner here.
Did you forget about me? What in the world? Wow, that was a weird intro.
On the PPC Questions and Answers show in the Dallas metro area, we have our question from Nils from Amsterdam. Wow.
Awesome.
Across the world there.
Across the world.
Across the world. Nils asks, hi, guys. Amazing work on the podcast. For even more experienced freelancers like myself, the show often contains tons of valuable nuggets. Keep it up. And also good to see Chris finally found his true calling after so many failed careers.
Yeah. Finally fit in.
Here's a question I've been pondering over the last week. Curious to hear your thoughts on it. Some of our clients got the periodic call from Google recently to point out where they could make some improvements in their accounts. Chris loves those. Basically, Google suggested to switch all bigger campaigns with enough conversion data to the bidding strategy, maximize conversions. It's like Congress writing a bill, taxes and jobs bill. It just sounds so good. Maximize conversion. Well, yeah, that's what I want to do.
What a great name.
That's what I want to do. Okay, now I like managing my campaigns the old school way, that is manual. I called Google over this and we talked with one of their employees. The advice didn't change. Even though the campaigns are performing well, just switch to maximize conversions. You will indeed have less control, but will result in more conversions. That's what they told them. There were also no need for an experiment. Just switch it right away. What are your thoughts and experience on this? Do you also go for manual, or do you use maximize conversions yourselves? And with Google actively promoting their automated strategies over manual control, do you think our job as AdWords managers will become obsolete now that machine learning and automation is becoming more and more developed? Greetings from Amsterdam, Nils.
Wow. So much, a lot there. So
why don't you unpack that, Chris? I love when people say that.
Jason, I don't think I'm going to be alone in saying that when it comes to automated bidding systems and the standalone, not exciting as a name, manual bidding settings, I'm all for the boring named manual bidding settings. There's so many examples that I could say, and Jason, you probably have a good one too. But here's my thoughts. I've said this before on the main show, but when it comes to maximize conversions, the system works like this. It sees conversion is a conversion is a conversion. A click is a click is a click. But in human eyes, we know that not every lead is not as good as every other lead. I talked to plenty of business owners that say, yeah, I got that lead and that was a dud. That was no good. They wanted this, or they were looking for, it was completely the wrong kind of client, right? Because a conversion is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of the story for most people, unless you sell a product online that they actually purchase. Right. The case is you have to really know and follow up to know if that conversion led to anything, because a conversion is as worthless as a click if it's the wrong type of traffic. So for me, I prefer manual because when I look at search queries, the most granular way of analyzing the value of your traffic, when I look at search queries, I can look at that, and to a degree, I can tell that this traffic is really worth more than this other traffic. Maybe these are all conversions, but I notice these 14 conversions are all competitor names. These are all competitors, and these other 14 are all people looking for dog grooming services. Right. Assuming we're selling dog grooming services. So I know that I would rather push my money towards the the dog grooming services searches rather than people searching for a competitor and just calling the number in the ad. Right. I mean, that's one reason why I prefer manual.
Another example, Chris, if you're a moving company, we might be willing to pay a certain cost per conversion for 18 to 20-year-olds, 24-year-olds with their smaller apartment moves that are less valuable, but maybe we'd pay way more for older people in their 40s and 50s with the larger house moves Does the system know that? Or if they see 18 to 24-year-olds converting at a higher rate, is it just going to pound those through?
Yeah.
It's given up a lot of control. And to Nils, now, Chris, especially as an AdWords manager, you kind of look at this two ways, Nils, is, yeah, if you could throw on maximize conversions and it works for your clients and you never have to do any more bid work ever for a client, you can take on more clients and make more money. But you have to do a good job for your clients, because that's the way you put food on the table, and you got to do a good job and keep them coming back to you month after month. So it's something you have to balance. Chris and I are both basically AdWords freelancers, and that's just not at this point a control that we're willing to give up. Maybe if we let it run for a long time, maximize and gave it a chance to run and work, maximize conversions would work better than us. But we've gotten so good at manual, we just want to stay there because we know for sure it works, as opposed to trying out maximize conversions. Now, Chris, I could try it on some accounts. I just have not had the desire to do it because manual is working for me. But I would love to hear feedback from anybody that tries it, how it's working for you, and did it work better for you than when you were doing manual. But Nils, just like Chris, I'm for now at least I'm all manual.
Yeah, and to your last question, Nils, freelancers becoming obsolete. Managers becoming obsolete. We've had this question before, and this is the same thing 2 years ago, 5 years ago as it is now. It's no longer, it's no more of a threat now than it was back then. With the new technologies, there is still a need for a human touch. There will still be a need for human eyes and the ability for us to make critical decisions about what is valuable to our client or our business versus what isn't.
Yeah, and Chris, someone, even if we have automated cars and there's no longer a need for drivers in, say, ride-sharing cars, someone still has to make the car. So, Nils, you still have to figure out how to log into the AdWords account, how to set up the billing, how to set up an account. And I know that stuff sounds easy, but for a lot of busy business owners and parents out there, they don't have a lot of time, and that can be your niche still, being the go-to AdWords person. And I just look at it as an opportunity, because that's the only way you can look at it, really. Either it's going to put us out of business, or it'll make us more and more better at our jobs and more efficient, and we'll be able to take on more clients. So until it does put us out of business, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And Nils, thank you for your question. Everybody can leave your questions at paidsearchpodcast.com on the contact page, and we will answer them here on the PPC Questions and Answers show. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.